Welcome to Morning Devotion with Ken Gurley. Devotions designed to inspire you on your daily walk with God. Here's your host, Ken Gurley.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Devotion. Diana. Hey, Tessie, D. It's good to see all of you out there today. Happy that you're here. I hope this is a place. This is an oasis in the middle of a desert of 2021. Yeah, we told ourselves this year was going to be so much better than last year. And I hope it is for each and every one of you. John, Tony, Winnie, Mary, Roy, I'm happy to see you. And I pray some great things are happening in your life. Yet, a most despised word. Now, I know yet can be a good word, but in the sense that I'm going to use it today, I just don't like that word. Yet is yet. That's it. Throwing out a little Russian there. That's the way it's going to work here today. And so we're going to get out of the yet language and move into the positivity of faith. Happy you're here today. Do want to say a big shout out to all of you that encourage one another and lift up one another. I have a chance after this is over, normally to thread back through and to see what all's been discussed, what all's been shared, and prayer requests, needs, and encouragement. Thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for encouraging one another. So Bill, Barbara, Russell, all of the YouTube group, all the Facebook group, if you're YouTubers, subscribe, encourage one another, Facebook, like, share, follow. Let's get the word out and let's close this year strong. Amen. Let's see prayer requests from earlier in this year happen. Let's see prodigals return. Let's see families healed. Let's see marriages restored. Let's see promises fulfilled. So I'm happy you're here, and we're looking forward to a great time. I do need to mention, I'm told, JamesL.Bailey, we are looking good for that trip. Yes, 1 year from now. Holy Land cruise, great pricing. Hurry, 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 hurry. And James' email address is in the comments on that. A great group already forming. Yet, a most despised word. Today's a big day. It's a big day in our church family. Motion begins. People from around the country. I think last year was, 30, 40 states and some folks from out of the country join us for a 3-day intense meeting. We capped the registration at 1,000 in person. We have opened an online registration first time. We're just believing God is going to do some great things. I'll be speaking several times in this meeting the next few days. Need your prayer. I need the strength, the resources that only God can give. There were 2 giant columns at Solomon's temple, Jacob and Boaz, which mean direction and strength. And when you come into the presence of God, that's what you get. You get direction, and then you get the strength to go after that direction. This is an unusual meeting we're starting today. There are no outside speakers, no guest speakers, just our pastoral staff, our volunteer team speaking. People don't really come here for what we have to say. They come here to be strengthened and receive direction that only the Spirit can bring. Pastor Tyler, give the keynote tonight. I'll deliver the message. And I may share some of what I'm going to share tonight with you tomorrow. But for now, we need your prayers. Thank you. So thank you, June, Deborah, Catherine, and thank you for praying for the whole team. And it can be the difference in someone surviving and thriving. It can be the difference in someone just getting up and walking away from it all. So thank you for your prayers. So we're happy you are here today, and I'm going to challenge you today. Yet, a most despised word. Some of you are saying, I have no idea what he's talking about. Did he not have enough coffee this morning? Well, I really haven't, but I think you'll get there. Let me give you some background, all right? You ready? Here's some background. I was raised in this thing. And if you were, like me, you saw some things that probably confused you. You probably heard some things you didn't understand, especially when we sang from the songbooks. There were songs I didn't understand. I sang for year olive oil, through eternity, olive oil. I didn't know. And this, he will direct my bark. I didn't get it. And what about that song, Hold the Fort for I'm Coming? You know, I had no idea that Confederate General Hood had crossed the Chattahoochee in Georgia during the Civil War and was prepared to attack Union General Sherman and his armies. Yeah, this is the backdrop of that song, folks. But Hood's main attack was elsewhere, north of Kennesaw Mountain, the Allatoona Pass. 1864, Sherman had stockpiled all of his munitions, all of his supplies, all of his rationings, get ready for a march to the sea. Had a small Union force guarding these massive reserves, and the commander realized they were in trouble when Hood's army attacked. Signaled a request to Sherman asking for help. And Sherman replied, Hold the fort. I'm coming. And that is the source of Philip Bliss's song that we sang growing up. Did you ever hear that? Anybody ever hear that? Did y'all ever hear that? Try explaining that. But we sang Hold the Fort, and I had no idea why we were singing Hold the Fort. Does anybody else? Jim, Jenny, am I the only person out here that knows? I mean, I'm just struggling. I was struggling with that. Yeah, that was one of the songs I didn't understand growing up. But there's another song I didn't get, and it involves yet. Yeah, you knew we'd get there. Everybody loved the song. It wasn't, if I remember right, it wasn't a songbook. It was a chorus. You see, growing up, we had songs from the songbooks, and then we had choruses that were added onto those songs, sung between the songs, odd times in service. We just sing these choruses. Everybody was presumed to know them unless you had an overhead projector, and then that was, I mean, you were out there if you did that. Yeah. The song, He's never failed me yet. He's never failed me yet. Jesus Christ has never failed me yet. Everywhere I go, I want the world to know that Jesus Christ never failed me yet. Yet. Yeah. Yet. As a kid, I didn't know why people got all excited about that. Why would they sing a song about Jesus never failing them yet? Why didn't they just say, He's never failed me? Why did they have to add the yet on the end? Why? He's never failed me yet. Even as a kid, that song puzzled me. You see, what I didn't understand then, but I understand now, is why it puzzled me. That I was battling with an implication. Yes. You understand that? An implication. Yes. Perhaps the most famous story of implication is the story of the first mate of a sailing vessel when he drank a little too much, showed up drunk for his watch. It was a first for him. Never had happened before, but the captain whom he was relieving was so shocked by it that he wrote in the ship's log, first mate was drunk today. Yeah. Later, the first mate read the entry and it embarrassed him, angered him, and he was pretty irritated about it all. And he later begged the captain, would you change the entry? Would you erase it from the records? The ship's owners are going to read this and I could lose my job. Would you please take that out of the ship's log? I mean, Captain, you knew this was his first offense. And the captain refused to change his mind. He said to the mate, this is fact. The truth is the truth. And so it stays in the record book. Well, some days later, the first mate was keeping the log. And so he made this entry. Captain is sober today. The captain was furious when he saw it. He said, you're leaving a false impression in the minds of people that it's unusual for me to be sober, so unusual that you had to put it in the ship's log. But the first mate said, this is fact. The truth is the truth. And you were sober that day. And so it stays in the log. Humorous story, but it deals with implication. And implication is what bothers me with the word yet. When the first mate said the captain was sober today, the implication is that there are days when the captain isn't sober. And the day that he is sober, it's so worthy of note, we're going to put it in the record. Yes. Implication. When we sang, He never failed me yet. Jesus Christ has never failed me yet. By putting that word yet on the end of that lyric, end of that line, the implication is, until this moment, He's not failed me. But I don't really know about tomorrow. He may fail me then. Why couldn't we sing, He's never failed me? He won't fail me now. He will never fail me then. In other words, the Jesus Christ who is the same yesterday, today, and forever, remind people who He was back then, He still is today. What He did back then, He will do now, and He will do tomorrow. If He didn't fail me yesterday, He's not going to fail me today. But don't stick the word yet on there. Yet implies that Jesus may someday let you down, that Jesus may someday not be there. We need to know that God is there through thick and thin, through every season, through every age of our lives. I believe we need to know that. We need to know that. There's something about the Gospel of John. The Gospel of John just annihilates this yet kind of thinking. The number 7 in the Bible speaks of perfection, wholeness, fullness, and it's no accident John gives us the 7 miracles performed by the Lord. And then John gives us the 7 I am statements of Jesus. 7 times Jesus said, I am. He identified Himself as the I am. Of course, John's gospel is like none other. It's not like the synoptic gospels that tell a story. It doesn't begin with genealogies. It begins in heaven. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God. The Word was God. The Word was manifest in flesh. It's the genesis of the Old Testament. It presents Jesus more than the Son of Man, but the Son of God, the God-made man, God incarnate, God invisible in visible form. John presents Jesus as sufficient. Not just for then, He never failed me yet, but for all times. And I think this is what we need. Not just that He saw us through yesterday, not just to this point in our lives He hasn't failed us, but that He is perfection. He is the totality of all God is made visible. He is a present help in the time of need. And whenever we need Him, He is there. Let me give you the 7 I ams real quick. The 7 I ams of Jesus annihilate the word yet. In John 6, Jesus said, I am the bread of life that comes out of heaven. I am the bread of life. You'll never go hungry. He even added on there, you'll never be thirsty. I will satisfy your need. Where does yet fit in that sentence? I am the bread of life. Until this point, the bread's there. The bread Jesus spoke of compared to manna, I'm the true bread from heaven, fell each and every morning with the dew. Does the Old Testament say that the believers went out and said, well, the manna hasn't failed us yet? No, the manna was there. It was there until they crossed over Jordan and ate the old corn of Canaan. And then we read that the manna ceased. Jesus is going to get you across Jordan, folks. He's the bread of life that will see you through. Don, Diana, Claudette, He's going to see you through. He's the bread of life. He will sustain you. We're going to get rid of that yet thinking. The second I am statement is in John 8. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Follow me, Jesus said. You will never walk in darkness, but you will have the light of life. You walk out this morning, and even while I'm sitting here, I can look outside the windows and see that the sun is rising. I didn't say this morning, well, the sun hasn't failed me yet. You count on the sunlight, the sunrise, the sunset. You count on the God who made that sun. I am light. Then in John 10, Jesus said, I am the gate. This is the third one, the gate of the sheepfold. And Jesus is saying, I got my eye on what's happening. I see what's coming in, going out. I see what's happening in your life. Did you ever say, the gate was open today? The gate hasn't failed me yet. Do you see what I'm saying? When we say and sang, He's never failed me yet, we are attacking the steadfast character of God. If He never failed you yesterday, He won't fail you today or tomorrow. Can I get a witness to that? Amen. In John 10, this is the fourth mention. He said, I'm the good shepherd. I'll lay down my life for the sheep. The shepherd fought for you yesterday. Whatever lion, tiger, bear you're facing today, he'll fight for you today. The fifth one, in John 11, Jesus said, I am resurrection. I am life. When you think all hope is gone, I bring new hope. I bring new life. Though you may go to the grave, though you may be laid to rest, he's going to be there even then for you. He won't leave you. He won't forsake you, not even at death. Jesus said, I am resurrection and life. The sixth I am statement is found in John 14. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Not another way, no salvation. If you followed me to this moment in your life, there is no other way going forward, no other truth going forward. He's the only remedy. Now stop and think about it. If Jesus said, Minerva, Debbie, Cody, that he's the only way, would that be a way today, but not a way tomorrow? Would he be true yesterday and not today? No, he is the way. You can trust him. You can rest your life on him. Finally, in John 15, the final I am statement, that incredible prayer, Jesus in John 15 said, I am the vine. Yeah, I'm the vine. He went on to say, you're the branches. If you remain in me, you're going to bear fruit. But apart from me, if you, like a branch, are cut off from the vine, apart from me, you can do nothing. Our life is in him. Our hope is in him. Our fruitfulness in him. So when you look at the totality of these 7 I am statements, we read that Jesus sustains us. He enlightens us. He frees us. He redeems us. He gives us life. He opens a new way. And through him, we can have fruitfulness and meaning. When Jesus said these 7 I ams, what he was doing was laying claim to deity. He was identifying himself, because I am in the New Testament, ego eimi, is the same tetragrammaton that Moses heard God reveal himself. I am that I am. When you look at the I am statements of Jesus, you're looking at Jehovah made flesh. You're listening to the God who says, I can take care of you. I love that song. I am hope, I am peace, I am joy, I am rest, I am your comfort, relief from your stress. I am strength, I am faith, I am love, I am power, I am your freedom this very hour. So when you call on Jesus, he's not just the God who's never failed you yet. He's the God that makes things happen. He's the God in the perpetual present tense. He is the I am. And when you call on him, he's Jehovah Shammah, the God who is there. He is a present help in the time of trouble. He's not going to fail you anytime and at all time. He's never going to leave us, never going to forsake us. That's why I despise the word yet, at least in this sentence. He's never failed me yet, because the implication, Mike, Sue, Julie, the implication is wrong. It implies that, well, he's been faithful to this point, but there may come a day in my life that Jesus isn't there. No, there will never come a day in your life. I rebuke and I defy those people who say, I've lived for years and have never sensed the presence of God. Well, shame on you, because I can come boldly before the throne of grace in the presence of the Lord. The joy of the Lord is the strength. I get his strength in his presence, and he said he would never leave me. Lo, I'm with you always, even unto the end of the world. Get rid of the yet. If he hasn't failed you to this point, he's never going to fail you, folks. Get rid of the yet and hold on to the strength and the help of God, and watch what God can do in your life. MD 2021, Morning Devotion Family, devotees. I want to tell you something. We got a great God. We've got a great God that is capable of providing all of our needs. And so Sheila and Vanessa and Claudette, Helen, when you come before the Lord and you cry out to him, David, Autumn, when you call on his name, he is there. He'll never leave you. He's right by your side. He is the comforter, one who comes alongside, and as long as you've got a side, he's there. He's before you, behind you, above you, beneath you, through you all, in you all. Magnify the God that's always going to be there. God bless you. Thank you. Share this with others. Get the word out. I do appreciate your prayers, promotion, and we're going to see some great things happen. And I'll share some of it with you tomorrow morning. Look forward to seeing you then. God bless you. May you have a wonderful day.
Thank you for listening to Morning Devotion with Ken Gurley. Join us next time for another inspiring devotion. To support this ministry, please visit firstchurch.com/give.